I had to sign in. Maybe sign in. All right. So let me see. We do have our Q&A here.
Awesome.
Zoom. We have live. We're juggling balls with Pamela Erlin and Eric and me, the technically challenged grandma. That's okay. I can't be perfect. I'm kidding.
Yes, you
Okay.
can. You are.
No. We're all perfect. That's right.
That's
All
right.
right. So, hi, Eric, my love. I love you so much, as you probably know.
He said, I love you.
Good. Thank you. All right. So, write it down here. Get a pencil and paper, people. I want y'all to subscribe to my brand new, kind of ridiculous, whatever, new YouTube channel. It's called 2.5 Dogs, starring my Australian Shepherd's 1.5 years old, my mini Aussie. Actually, they're Lucas's, but I'm the only one to take it. My mini Aussie Scout and my little pint-sized Bella, the little Yorkie. So y'all, yeah, please, because I think I have like 43 subscribers. All right, so let's really do some really important stuff here. Let's answer questions, and I will go from, and Pamela, you feel free to pick questions too, obviously. I'll go from the Q&A on Zoom and then, of course, the live on YouTube. So, Taryn, I won't say your last name just in case. When I'm about to fall asleep, I hear voices right next to my ears or in close proximity to my face that say, hi and hey. It's startling sometimes. Oh my God, that has happened to me so many times. And I know it's Eric. He'll say, hey, mom. It's like, it reminds me of when he was little, when you're sound asleep and your kids just go to your bedside and go, mom. What? Anyway, so what is it or who is it and what can I do to carry on a conversation if it's my guides trying to communicate with me? That's a great question because I hear that from people all the time.
He said, well, first of all, I didn't just say, hey, mom. It was like, mom, hey, mom.
Yeah.
It will become more and more insistent. Like, what? So, yeah. He says, and he and I have had these discussions many times. He said, Pamela, you just want to strip all the labels off of things and go into your oneness and be perfectly peaceful and joyful and loving and enlightened all the time. And that's not where the world is. Like, he'll call me on it. And
yeah, he'll call us on our bullshit for sure.
He does. He's like, that's bullshit because you're not honoring where they are. So here's how we all honor where each other, where we all are. It is building a connection. And this is how he teaches me this. He said, do you walk up, tell people this. Do you walk up to people at a bus stop and say, hi, you are such an omniscient, omnipresent, powerful fucker.
Oh, wow.
Will you please guide me now? Because I am not a powerful fucker and I need guidance because I'm such a lowly human.
Oh.
He said, do you do that?
Yeah, we tend to. It's so silly.
Do you do that? So he said, when you start asking questions, you can ask the right questions. So the right questions are not, what are you trying to say? What is your name? What is it specifically you want to say?
Sorry.
But you are on it because you are saying, what can I do to connect? What I want to carry on a conversation with you. So what you do with a stranger at the bus stop, when you observe that they want to carry on a conversation with you, is you say, hi, this is what I'm all about. This is what I am interested in regarding you. So in other words, you would ask about them. What's your life like? What have you
Good idea. Yeah.
What things really relate to you? What things make you light up? What was your lifetime like? Did you have a lifetime? Oh, you're an angel. What's that like? Tell me more about that.
Yeah, because then you sort of get away from expectations when you're asking for yourself. So it at
You're
least
building a connection.
them in there. Yeah. And that,
you begin to see the similarities as opposed to thinking that they are like a lofty, omniscient being. He does like this, a lofty, omniscient being. And that you are the lowly human who is so struggling and suffering. What if there's something in between this that is completely being missed in the way that spirit guide connection is being taught right now in your communities?
Yeah. All right. So for you guys who want messages from loved ones, yeah, please make sure you include their at least their first name. And yeah. So also try to keep like things that are not questions to a minimum because it's so hard for this old lady to just like fish through and find questions. So just
Yeah.
saying that.
And he said with loved ones, you already have a connection. So how to connect with your loved ones, that's different than how to connect with a being that you don't know anything about, like an archangel.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yes, ask their name. And also, if you really want to connect to your loved ones, go into a really powerfully positive memory of something that really made you joyful or peaceful or feel love, and go into that, because you can't connect to them when you are frustrated or grieving. That's not where they are. So
Yeah.
can you be where they are for a moment by remembering their power and something that made you connect to them powerfully?
Oh, that's awesome. All right, Corey, good morning. Does my mom have any messages for me? Bless you too.
Sorry, I will mute that next time.
Oh, that's okay.
So she said, I would tell you, Corey, that you have nothing to forgive. So why are you responsible why are you responsible for others around in your family circle, and whether or not they forgive certain situations that are still going on in our family circle?
Mm,
Um, you are aware of these things. You are aware that with me, there was nothing to forgive between you and I. And why do people have something to forgive within each other? That's between them and each other. What I'd like to say is don't become accountable for their stories about me, because you are aware that that's not loving for you. I just want you to disconnect from stories that are unloving to you, because you're aware um, that these are things that I, as your divine teacher, taught you.
mm.
And I just am on the precipice of being in and out of many worlds right now. I'm not observing pain, and you know that, but they are observing pain with each other, and I want you to stop being accountable for it.
So let's see. Halan or Halan, I don't know how you pronounce it. Loves your sweater, Pamela. Just saying.
It's comfortable.
Yeah,
And
that's awesome. All right, so let me see. Question. Oh, Javiera wants to know what is going on in Chile. I mean, what about all the violence? Oh my God, I don't watch the news anymore, so I'm not caught up.
he said, I don't either, but I can ask you that if you see it, if you observe it, will you ask yourself what it is bringing to you? Why is that what you're observing? And don't tell me because the news put it in your face. You chose to turn that on, and you know what's on the news. So in your news story, in your head, what's going on that would make you relate to that and make that bother you? Because what's going on that you are aware of is what's going on in your body, your mind, your stories, your lives. I don't want to go into what's going on in Chile. They have their own collective stories that they're battling out right now.
That's
Some
true.
people are playing victims, some people are playing persecutors, and this cycle goes on.
Oh gosh. Okay. All right. So another one from YouTube Live. I'd love to hear from my Aunt Missy. Says, well, hey, good and I'll be 21, 23. I'll just forget it. I just make it a fool of myself. So anything from Aunt Missy, and do my spirit guides have any advice for me?
Aunt Missy has a story, and it's kind of a funny one. It's about peppers. And she took this green pepper, and she was like, you remember I used to do this, and I used to like put it in front of sister's face. So I don't know if she means her sister, like the person's sister on YouTube, or her own sister, Missy's sister. But she was like, here, this is what I used to do to sister, have a pepper. There are unique qualities in peppers. And Missy had a bit of an ancient knowledge that she was unaware of about vegetables and fruits, and about things in them that could be helpful or harmful,
Interesting.
about enzymes and amino acids and lectins and all these sorts of things that can be helpful or harmful to certain conditions. So the person who's asking has an autoimmune condition, does not
Oh,
know it, Missy said.
hmm.
is not, either she doesn't know or she's just not fully aware of how exactly it's affecting, like something's missing in the connection between peppers and this disorder. So we'll start there.
So, yeah, go see a doctor for sure, or at least a holistic doctor, or whatever you think is necessary. What is the spiritual basis for that autoimmune disease?
Yeah, integrative is really good, he says, and the basis
Yeah.
for this specific disease has to do with the emotions of being unable to accept one's power and feeling
Oh,
powerless all the time.
wow.
Just unable to
Fascinating.
accept it, not just
Yeah.
when power comes, this person is like, what? Me? I'm humble, I'm
Yeah,
not.
that runs in my family. I mean, we have a lot of autoimmunities. I've had autoimmune, idiopathic thrombocytopenia purpura. When I say that, I sound so much smarter than I really am. And Hashimoto's thyroiditis, blah, blah, blah. All right. So Jen on Zoom, hi, thank you for everything you do. I would love if Eric has any messages for me with love and light. Love and light back, Jen.
When I ask you to be aware of things and I ask you to think about how you want to help the world, what I'm asking you and what I've been trying to tell you is how can you help yourself? You've been asking, how do I give? How do I serve? How do I help people? How do I heal people? And you will know because of how you feel in your body and in your mind, but you're avoiding that in exchange and almost in a sacrificial way. He's like, healers are not martyrs. That is my mission and to express to the world with healers right now. And that is my message to you. Healers are not martyrs. Service does not equal sacrifice. Please be aware.
Okay, what does it mean when somebody raises their hand? What am I supposed to do?
Oh, they want to come on screen or they want their question answered.
Oh, I just muted this. I don't know what happened. All right. Okay, well then we can't do that because it'd be. I'm barely. You notice my eyes are going like I look so stupid on camera, just like trying to figure this all out, trying to go from one to another. So whatever. I don't care. All right. So Elmer wants to know if Eric has a message for him.
Okay, so you're walking a fine line between what you think is analysis and what you think is discernment. So discernment is before you think, not after you think it through and think of all the potentials and possibilities. Discernment is the noise that happens before you actually get a logical answer in your head. You already know the answers and you are bringing light into you're shining some light into some interesting places, especially corporate places. And, do you think that they need it less? You know that they need it more. Do you think that politics needs it less? You know that it needs it more. Do you think that religion needs it less? You know that it needs it more. So people who are going to church, people who are involved in politics, people who are still in deeply stressful corporate jobs. Good on you. You're doing the hard work. What are you going to do? Meditate all day? Or are you going to go help people?
Wow, it's kicking your ass, Elmer.
Elmer's helping people, he says.
Oh, that's so awesome.
He's thanking him for those. Oh. He said, you're in the trenches, man. And he shook his hand.
Love you already, Elmer. Love you. All right, somebody's like, what is it? Oh, yeah. Tami Meyer's. Hi, Eric. Waiting for my Frank. Ooh, beware what you wish for.
No. He goes.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus.
He said, it involves a cat and your name. And the cat talking away and meowing away. That sounds like your name.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. So from Karina, no, from Lisa, she's first, sorry. Can I ask Eric who my spirit guide is and am I on the right path? The answer is yes, you can ask. Now, I'll leave the answers to Eric.
He said we have a little bit of Archangel Michael. We have a lot of Saint Germain. We have a lot of some silly slapstick Jesus. He says Jesus is like slapstick humor, really funny, silly, like corny.
Really? Yeah. Well, oh, we're going to interview Jesus on tomorrow, 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Central Time. On the radio show, Hour of Enlightenment. Anyway, I put it on the blog today, the Channeling Eric blog. Sorry.
He brings him through really well.
Yeah, it's awesome.
He brings him through for me in this way that he's like in sandals and blue jeans and kind of.
I know.
I know.
And a
He's
white
like,
T-shirt.
hey, what's up, man? And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's cool. It's really cool. I mean, for some reason, he can bring these guys. I don't know
Yeah.
how he does it.
yeah. So he said, you
Probably
have a lot of
promises them
that.
weed or something. I don't know. Or a beer.
He said you have a lot of that and you have a lot of you. So the next time I ask you about spirit guide and you ask me about spirit guides, I want you to ask you how you're guiding yourself.
Yeah. All right. Is she on the right path?
He said, can I just tell you that it is impossible to be on the wrong path unless you are harming someone, and that does include yourself.
Wow, that's so profound. Yeah.
It is impossible to be off track.
Wow. All right, Katrina. Hi, Eric. I have a question for Eric. My sister Valencia is having a really difficult year. She went to jail, child was taken, and now breast cancer. Is okay. I guess, is she going to be okay? I mean, what's her path about?
He said, find these dots, connect them, think about how you feel in all these circumstances. And there's a degree of frustration and anger and bitterness that is being actually withheld and not felt. You're not sad about these circumstances. You're tired and pissed about.
Wait, who? The sister or
the person?
The person that on, okay, got it.
He said it's not about these people and what they're meant to go through, and it's not about you saving them.
Yeah.
It's about how powerless you feel in your ability or inability to allegedly help them. That makes you scared. That makes you feel powerless. That makes you feel helpless. How can you be powerful in those circumstances? You are here for balance. You are here to mediate all that. You're here to make everyone feel peaceful about all that, and you are doing your job. He said she is the grace in all of that. But she's not giving herself any credibility or any power for being that, which is making him kind of feel a little sad. And he's hugging. He's hugging.
Oh.
He said, okay. Don't you see this? Don't you see this? You're so powerful.
Oh my God. I just noticed that there's not only Q&A on Zoom, there's chat too. Oh God. 3 things, 3 balls in the air. Oh, what do I do? Help. Guys, I don't think I can get to all of it. You know, I don't even thumb text, okay? I can't do it. So don't have high expectations, because high expectations is very dense energy. All right, let's see here. Stephanie. Hi, Elisa, Pamela, and Eric. Happy 11/11. Oh, wow. I'm at a crossroads. Oh, by the way, I want to say thank you to our veterans. I posted about it, for risking life and limb for our freedoms. I really do. I mean, not every war was whatever, but these people are heroes, and they need to be hugged. Hug a veteran today. All right. Now, Stephanie says, I'm at a crossroads right now. My life is feeling like a game of tug of war. Does Eric on my spirit team have any messages that will help spring me forward?
Mm-hmm. He said, you're not going to like this very much.
Oh, God.
Huh. I wonder if I could get a physical helper here in a body who would like to be on screen and help me demonstrate something.
Oh, okay.
Physical helper.
Okay, yes.
Can we move the chair out of the way?
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Okay.
Hi.
We got a guinea pig, a victim. Woo-hoo-hoo. It's going to be fun.
David, my physical helper, is going to come over here.
I'm the guinea pig. Look.
Yeah. So David, we're going to do something for Eric. He wants you to hold out your hand. Okay, he wants you to stand this way. Can everybody see us? Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Okay. All right, so I want you to pull on my hand like you're going through tug of war. Okay, pull more. Don't worry, I wasn't gonna let you fall. That's all that we wanted to do. His point is, he said, let the fuck go. Something's pulling on you and pulling on you and pulling on you. I'll take my chair back now. Thank you very much. Something is pulling on you and pulling on you and pulling on you. And he said, why don't you just let the fuck go? You are the one that is tugging. You are the one that is tugging. So if the circumstance are letting go of you and you're the one that's tugging, guess what? You're going to fall on your ass. So stop being pulled, let go, and let all the things in life that are pulling on you fall on their asses instead. Easy lesson. You got this, he said.
Yeah. All right, you guys, questions on the chat line. Okay. You have to go on YouTube Live or the Q&A, and I don't know from your perspective what that looks like, but I just I can't do it. Okay, Helene Remoy. Oh, that's Norwegian, I think. Remoy. It's like, well, I can't do that. My husband makes fun of me when I try to, but I think it means island. Anyway, my teen daughter is suffering from psychosis. What's going on and how do I help her? Is there any medication, for example, she asked, that might?
Okay. He says you're going to identify with this, by the way, David. So there are different ways to medicate things. Are you choosing the medication of your own heart? Are you choosing the medication of allopathic? The AMA cannot help you. All it's going to do is cover up the true medicine that is in here. And your body is the communicator. It is trying to tell you. Your mind is communicating to you that your body is actually out of alignment. He's talking to the teenage daughter right now, not the mom.
Right. Yeah.
So he said, in this circumstance, the teenage daughter is not in alignment because of food, improper circadian rhythms, and feeling improperly supported, not by mom. There's something else going on here. Oh. So whoever the other missing role model is, whether it be big brother or dad or whoever the case is, that can have an interesting effect on teenagers.
What can we, her very specific practical steps to help her teenage daughter? Or does this need a longer session with you, Pamela, you and Eric?
Longer assessment. This needs some help from a professional, and not the type of professional that's just going to slap some drugs on it.
Yeah, no.
This is not going to help.
What kind of professional are we talking about?
He said deeply integrative talk therapy. She just needs to talk about how she feels abandoned by someone.
What about the life coach, personal development ally, Jamin Olivencia? I mean, you could try him. First hour is like free, so what do you got to lose? With no strings attached. If you want to, yeah, just do JaminOlivencia.com, JaminOlivencia.com. You can, I think it's the 11th Warrior is his YouTube site. You can check it out. He's super good. He really helped my son Lucas a lot.
Yeah. So that's it. That's just a matter of talking about what you're feeling. She feels abandoned. She feels unseen. She feels unheard. She's not eating properly. She's not sleeping properly. So essentially speaking, we have a physiological and a, psychological problem. So we meet her where she is, as opposed to slapping medication on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You have to have those 4 roommates in alignment: the spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional. All right. So let's see. On the YouTube live side, Nicole, any advice for my life?
When you focus so far ahead that you forget where you are right now, you're living for those goals and you're forgetting you claim oftentimes that the universe isn't giving you specific signs and giving you anything that's going to guide you into creation, which isn't true. You just don't see it because you're too busy thinking about how to financially support the future. People are addicted to financial support, and it is completely draining them dry.
Okay. This is so weird. I realized that on YouTube Live, for some reason, I'm on 2.5 dogs. I'm talking as the 2.5 dog thing, but I've checked into the channel here. I don't know, whatever. Okay. That's right.
You can stop it if you want, and you just have it.
Yeah, it's okay. Then I'll lose all that thread. AD says, since I was a little child, I daydreamed about me standing in front of many people singing or talking. How do I know that if this comes from ego or intuition? Hey, it could be another life, you never know.
He said, do you think that you don't have egoic potential in other lives? So what if you're tapping into the ego of another being and you are their spirit guide right now? Your ego is talking to theirs. Your higher self is talking to theirs. And you are their guide in that parallel existence and thinking it is your past.
Well, is that what's going on then?
Yes.
Ooh, God. So what's
going on with that person?
What does AD need to do? Anything?
Give me the name again.
A period D period.
Okay. Nothing. Observe it. That
Okay.
being that is you is trying to teach you something about who you are now. So, what kind of lesson did that person learn that wants to teach you now? How does it apply to how you feel now, what you're learning now, what you're excited about now, what your passions are now, what your missions are now? That's
Okay.
it. That's all that
That's
we're ever meant to learn from past lifetimes.
hi, John McClain. Bella misses you still. Bella loves John McClain. He came over to one of the events. So okay, so Kay, Kay Gale asks, any cast? I'm not really sure what that means. Can you ask maybe go to the Zoom chat Q&A and ask a specific question, and then we'll get back to you. Jojo wants to know, I've been meditating and reaching out to Eric in my head to help with developing my psychic abilities and with my tarot readings. Am I growing spiritually?
He said, it's just not observed. So many people ask that question because they've been taught that spiritual growth looks like hearing something in your head, seeing something in front of your face, seeing an angel that's going to go whoosh with its wings, and you're like, oh, I'm an angel. That's how he said it. So,
Oh boy.
spiritual growth is simply that quiet voice in you that says, hey, that feels good. Hey, this food tastes good. It might mean it's in alignment. You know, hey, you got proper sleep and you want to get up and help someone and shake their hand and hug them and acknowledge that they're powerful human beings and that you're grateful for them. What if that is the work and that is the degree of connection that you start out with, but you're kind of in this place of looking here and looking here and looking here and looking here and looking up there in the stars. He said, I want you to look at the stars in here.
Good. Very good. All right. So Michelle on the Q&A Zoom. Hi, both. Love you both. We love you too. Can Eric give an explanation of the physical, spiritual, emotional, mental makeup of professional level athletes? Wow. And is it all like a spiritual contract? Are they just extraordinary at being in alignment? What a great question.
He said that would be like looking at all the physical, spiritual, emotional, and mental layers of an attorney, a yogi, a shaman, a channel. I'm giving completely, and another lawyer or doctor or anything, a mother, a father. Why does it matter that they're specifically an athlete? Because every athlete is going to be different and bring something different to the table. But I can say that overall, athletes have an interesting makeup where they are attempting to align their physical with their mental in order to calm the mental. They have an overloaded mental system. Their nervous system is on fire. So physically, they need to work on that. Their nervous system physiologically is on fire because their brain won't shut the fuck up. So because the brain won't shut the fuck up, the body says, oh, okay, I will do this and we will powerhouse this through and go win a marathon or the Olympics or something, and then we're going to feel better emotionally. And what that does is burn the body out. Then they get physically sick, and then they have no choice but honor the emotions. They actually are honoring the emotions all the time, but they just aren't aware of exactly how. And they're on overload. They're powerhouses of emotional congruency, but they simply haven't become aware of this power yet. And it becomes disempowered when they dishonor their bodies over and over and over again by pushing themselves.
Wow. All right. So CINMA, his top chat. I really don't know what that is, but anyway, I'll look it up. Hi, Eric. Any messages for me? Thank you.
Can you spell that again?
Well, no, it's just a capital C, capital I, capital N, period, and then capital C, capital I, capital M, capital M, capital A. I sound like that goose in Charlotte's Web. The blade,
Well, okay, so he pointed to me. So my rule in talking to him is that I need your actual name. We're personal that way when I can get a first name that's real.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, here's another one. Mo, how did God exist before the universe?
What if neither were first? What if all have been in existence at the same time forever? Brain blown, he says.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, what did I do? Christine Meyer, music, dance, meditate, let your feet touch the earth. Is that it's a top chat, but I don't know if that's the question. Maybe you have just a message for Christine. Eric?
But oh, she's got it. She doesn't need a message. What she really wants to do is learn how to teach others that same thing, how to be in
Oh,
their bodies more, and she's doing it effectively.
I see. Okay. Um, okay. I'll just go random because I'm totally lost. Let's see. Ana Luisa uh, Hidalgo, the Star of David appeared on my 5th birthday. What was the meaning of its appearance?
He said, you already know, so let's start there. You already know that the Star of David appeals to you from past lifetime perspectives, your connection to
Hmm.
so many degrees of what you always call Christ consciousness. There's so many different powerful beings that you want to talk to that have always been dear to your heart. There's other ways that you're wanting to express with that. And it's not a matter of me telling you those ways because it's a matter of you choosing those ways. And then the other thing is, okay, humans, I want you to stop making meanings of every single sacred symbol, ants, and every time someone says the word fuck. What if there just isn't a meaning to things other than you remembering that you are powerful beings and you loving and you giving and you serving and having fun?
Exactly. And if you do all those things, you are going to have fun.
You
All right, I
are.
have Annabelle. Her real name is Anne. Hi, Eric. Do you have any message for do you have any messages for me?
What do you think a miracle is? You've been asking for one. So I would like for you to think about and just observe what you have defined as being miracle because they are around you all the time. And you will say to yourself these interesting things, with this kind of like a connotation, he says. So when you say, oh, it'll take a fucking miracle for that shit to happen, um, what if that feels so negative that you just don't believe it anymore? What if miracles are commonplace? You
Yeah,
know, what if they're just simple, joyful, loving things that are always happening to you all the time? If you think about the fact that you're even here in a body right now, your body is really a miracle.
that's true.
So start by
Okay.
being thankful for the natural miracles so that you can understand what a miracle is before you believe that it can exist and simultaneously keep asking for it.
Okay. Good. Let's see. Anita Parbu. Sorry, guys. Hi, Eric. I also have a nephew, Aman, with OCD. Will he get well?
He is well.
Well, how does he stop, suffering the way she perceives
It's not about him
Anita?
stopping suffering. It's about her stopping the perception that he is constantly suffering and that it's bad. That is the
Okay.
contract between the two of them, is for
Well, I
her.
mean, it can really get in the way of daily life to
This is
have
what I tell
OCD. Now, obsessive compulsive personality, like I have, like my lists.
Yeah.
Uh, that we get shit done, man. But
You like your list, Mom. And
I
so how
love it. It
so
gives me
much
comfort. Yeah,
yeah, it gives you comfort. So
yeah.
what if she can direct him in a way to enjoy the OCD, to be constructive in the OCD, to be powerful in the OCD, as opposed to saying, oh my gosh, he's not doing what I want him to do, and therefore he's dysfunctional in society, or he is going to be dysfunctional in society, and I'm terrified that he's going to be dysfunctional in society. So what?
Yeah. No, I mean, in other words, Amon has his spiritual journey, and we need to just be the level of support along, the way, I suppose.
Absolutely. And he said for her specifically, she has a unique boundary process with him. And she is letting him step over that boundary over and over and over again and then blame
Oh,
OCD. So then there's that.
yeah.
When people use
Okay.
their illnesses to kind of say, well, you must do this for me now. Or,
I see.
I'll be broke, or I'll be homeless, or I'll be sad, or,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
something.
Yeah. That happens. All
Um,
right. So, Kim R. Hi, Elisa. Thanks for all you give this community. Oh, you're so welcome. Does Eric have any messages from my grandma, Dessa, Dessa, who has transitioned, or any other message I need to hear?
Elisa? Is that
Yeah.
the name of the questioner or the name of the
Oh no, the questioner is Kim R. Sorry about that. She said hi, Elisa, though, but Kim R. And she says, "Does Eric have any message for my grandma Dessa, Dessa,
Thank you.
or any other message I need to hear?"
The message is, and Kim thought that she might say this. Jesus isn't what I thought. It's much more beautiful than I thought. I'm happy to be able to take pain. As a medium, I'm really familiar with these kind of messages. By the way, when they get out of their body, they're like, "Oh, it
I
feels
know.
so good." So she basically says, "I want you to plant different seeds this year in your garden." This is
it metaphorical or?
It is both.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because there needs to be a garden, and Dessa wants Kim to think about it, despite the challenge and the circumstances. And what she means by challenge is, I don't care if you're in the city. So that's what Eric put it. Tell her she doesn't care. So there's this challenge of what she's been interested in. She's been interested in hydroponics and things like that, and curious about how to be in alignment with plants and food. And Dessa had a lot of knowledge about that she wishes to relate, because that's what she did. That's what she loved. So there's that, but plant different seeds and they will grow in ways that are moving upwards as opposed to outwards, which will conserve on space, help out a lot in what she is going to be thinking about doing. Kim is really interested in intentional spiritual community. And Dessa says, think more slowly on that and be more proactive in your choosing. Take your time.
Okay. Excellent. All right. So let's see. We have Momo. Sorry, I said Momo, but it's mom of 4 boys. Tami Meyer. Does my son's father, who passed in 2014, I'm so sorry, have any messages for me and my children?
I don't have names.
Oh, y'all need to always give names. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Tammy, can you give me a name?
I mean, Eric can give me a lot of messages, but I really like to confirm what he's saying by
yeah,
spirit.
Yeah.
My name, yes, we have it, and he confirms it, and I confirm it, and spirit confirms it. So
okay.
I need real first names of everyone.
Yeah, anybody asking for messages from loved ones, please give a name, and I'll get back to you, Tammy, if you just do that, please. Okay, Chandra Pillman. Hi, Elisa. My mom, Mavis, was murdered when I was 7. Oh, gosh. Does she have any messages for me? I'm so sorry, sweetie.
So sometimes, Eric says sometimes murders can go into these cold case files, which we almost expect in some cases. And then in other times when they do that, the family knows in their hearts who did it all along, and they don't want to talk about it. The talking about it will bring about so much closure, not the reopening of files. These things are apparent and obvious, and everyone knows. It just can't be pinpointed in the legal system in the way that the family believes would give them some closure, even though everyone knows, even anyone who investigated it was very, very clear in this case. But they're not talking about it. Why is everyone just going to say, oh, well, this happened and that person went into a psychosis, or this happened, and that's why that happened? This is not a matter of wrong case, wrong time. You all know exactly why it happened and who did it and why, but you're not talking about it. You have an entire family that's grieving and angry, and said, but you have at least moved from despair to anger, but you're still not speaking. Everyone's avoiding it. This is not an elephant in the room. This is something that we can all talk about.
Okay. Y'all don't need to pay in any money to get on. It puts pressure on, like, oh God, I have to. Just don't pay anything. I'll go through the list and get as many people as possible.
Are
Um,
they super chatting you? That's so sweet.
no, I mean, really, it's okay. Y'all don't have to do that, please.
Yeah,
But I
you
love
can
you,
keep
and I'm so
yeah, you
grateful.
can
But
keep
it's
40% of
okay,
it.
darling. I mean, it's okay. Y'all don't have to. Okay, I'll get to Tami Meyer because she does has the father's name. But let me ask Marina Wong. She has two questions, but we're only going to be able to answer one question, guys. So if you can't, just one question. I'm going to pick it. My question is: we plan on a trip with my parents to Vietnam during Christmas. Oh, how fun! I hear it's beautiful. My dad's health, though, is not ideal. Will he be okay, during that trip?
Eric is saying this is a matter of commanding it. This is a matter, he loves when I use the word command. It's one of the things that we get along with about. He's like, oh, you believe that this might happen or this might happen? Are you going to go in and pull a maybe? Or are you going to be powerful and say, this is what's happening? The end. You guys have to creatively choose that. And of course, he said, I really believe your dad's going to be just fine. So,
Yeah.
but if I or Jesus or Gandhi comes down and says it's going to be fine, will you still be worried? Is that what it takes? Or are you going to decide in and amongst yourself? I can confirm that he's going to be fine. Absolutely. I know that
Oh,
100%.
that's
But do
good. That's
you
good.
know that? Do
Yeah.
you know that? Is that going to help you feel better? Maybe, or maybe not. Like there's still something in your head that's saying, well, how do I know for sure? Which is kind of the dilemma in these things. And you have to really observe how you're believing, he said.
Yeah. All right. So the Tammy Meyer, the husband that passed away is he's Zachary. Any messages for her or the children?
Purple orchids for her.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Purple flowers for, I'm seeing them, they're beautiful. He said, sorry they don't smell good. I kind of picked them at the last minute there. And I'm sorry that I left so abruptly and at the last minute. And I didn't mean to not give you a chance to say goodbye. I'm really so sorry.
Oh.
Doesn't
Okay.
he
Yeah.
said this can't, he said, if I could put my spirit in the body in the grave and crawl out of it and just come right back right now, I absolutely would. Like nothing would hold me back from
Mm,
you, is what
yeah.
he said.
Okay. All right. Let me see.
Powerful.
Deidre Glavine says, my son says he sees things others cannot see. He's very smart, but very sensitive to his surroundings and struggles in school. What's really going on? Imagination, ADHD, or something else? Maybe he's clairvoyant. I don't know. Could be. We'll see what Eric says.
What's his first name again?
Um, no name.
Okay. It's helpful if I get that in every
I
question.
know, y'all.
Eric is
Damn.
saying though, he is showing me something. And he said these very, very, very gifted kids like this one are coming into the world and teachers saying, look at this boring shit that doesn't matter. And child is going, I'm so confused because there's this powerful shit over here that really does matter. And I'm looking at it and I'm paying attention to it. And then I'm getting chastised and being told, look at the shit that doesn't matter over and over and over and over again. These children have unique capacities to grow and learn in very different ways. And it is up to the teachers on earth to find those ways. He's like really adamant about this. He's like, if someone had found my way,
Right, right. Okay, let's see. My name is Jessica. What should I know about my personal spiritual journey right now, about my progress? Thank you so much. But again, guys, do not pay for the chat. It's okay. You don't need to. It's y'all. We're gonna have it every week,
yeah,
and yeah, just don't worry
plenty of
about it, guys.
opportunity, plenty of opportunity. I mean, I love Eric. He's amazing. I'd love to answer his questions for you all the time.
Yeah.
He says right now, you're saying you just want peace. I just want peace. I just want to be free of stress. If I didn't have this stress all the time, I would be feeling peace. What if you are that peace? What if your job is to bring that peace into those circumstances, to trust that you can be peaceful in all circumstances so that other people see that and then they are peaceful too? That's your thing. So right now, you create for others and for yourself what you want in your life, as opposed to waiting on life to show you that. People always say, I just want to be peaceful. I just want peace. You cannot Be different than what you already are, and all of you already are peace, especially this one. She already is peaceful.
It's awesome. All right, let's see. I have a Zoom one. Monica wants to know anything special about today, 11/11/19. Every day is special.
He said this is in a unique place because those of you who understand astronomy, you understand that this unique moon, you know, coming through in this unique way for the first time in what? 700 years on your planet? For the first time in 700 years, you're going through a unique portal to really, really release, whether you like it or not, everything that doesn't serve you. And then at the end of that moon cycle, you go back to a new you that you remember that is more peaceful, that is free, that is healthy, that is in their path. Question is, will you be aware that you are in your path? We do this every 700 years or so. We all do this for each other and with each other, but then no one really remembers how powerful it actually is. So will you be aware of your power this time around in this moon cycle? It's up to you. I really have high hopes.
That's awesome. All right. Heather, thank you, Pamela and Grandma and Eric for being with us today. In my job as a nonprofit CEO, I went to a racial equity training Friday. Data is showing the effects of racism are getting worse at the systemic level: schools, police, hospitals, etc. It seems like spiritual teaching would have us only work on ourselves, but put your oxygen mask on you first. But I want to work on long-term systemic reform. Is this the right track? Too much ego or what? Ooh, excellent question.
He's given me an interesting visual. Can you kick the cat out of the office? Thank you. Eric wants to play with the cat, and the cat.
Oh, he loves playing with cats.
Like he's moving something in the window, and the cat's like, "I will play with that." And
Aw.
Thank you. Okay, so he's giving me back to this interesting visual. He said, if you have an emergency and if someone is absolutely bleeding out, which by the way is a metaphor for your culture, which is causing all this to happen to begin with, your culture is bleeding out. So the ambulance is here and you want to save it, and you are the paramedics. But it's just got so much blood. When it gets to that point, are you going to slap a Band-Aid on it? Because one nonprofit can only do so much. What you're trying to do is collectively change people's minds. What messages can you put out? Your money's not going to help because you only have so much of it. Your efforts to save them and feed them is only going to help because there's so much of it. The culture's bleeding. Yeah. And everything you do as a nonprofit is a Band-Aid unless you join with other nonprofits to get them on board with your cause. And then the Band-Aid gets bigger, and then the help gets bigger. And then before we know it, we don't need a Band-Aid anymore, because not only have we cauterized the wound, but we have amputated the problem even. So can we really get to the root of the problem by changing people's minds in culture? And we have to do that together. Nonprofits have to do that together.
Well, that's interesting because my friend who I met in one of my events, his name is Ivo Nelson, and his wife is wonderful, Sally. He is a very successful entrepreneur who lost his son quite recently. And he does describe how all these silos are isolated from one another. Mm-hmm. He wants to work on a way to combine everyone together to create a more powerful transformation in this kind of area. And I also think that targeting children, not targeting, but like a spiritual online school, that's kind of my dream. All these new kids coming in, let's raise them as wonderful spiritual beings, nonviolent communication, learn to meditate, energy heal, and all that kind of stuff. So so we can put the seeds such that even though I'll be long gone, at least that will help transform the society in at least some way.
You're giving me chills. That's one of my dreams too.
All right. CS wants to know, is there a message from my husband, Matthew? My name is Christiana. Oh, I love that name.
Thank you. It's not about the travel. It's not about the car. It's not about feeling out of control. It's not about wanting to leave too soon. It's all about our unique path together. I am now you. You are now me. I am now your direct guide. And, you know, of course, you don't try to replace that. Of course, love is love is love is love. But what different ways can you extend it right now? What different ways can you connect to it and remember it right now in a way that's beneficial for you? I'm trying to be beneficial to you. I know that this was a hard contract and I love you, but I can't miss you because I am with you.
Wow. Brenda Crowder says, please, but I don't know what. Oh, wait. Let's see. I don't know. I need to look for her first. Well, anyway, let me go to Amanda Patterson, and I'll keep looking while we're answering Amanda's question. My grandmother's name is Emily May Partain. For some reason, I always think about her, even though I never knew her, being that she passed before I was born when my mother was 17 years old. Is she always around me? Is that why I'm always thinking about her? And does she have a message for me or my mother?
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I love how he teaches because he's very like giving me physical examples. So he gave me this image of a Russian doll, and he's used this metaphor a lot with me before. And he said, what if you are the doll that's inside of the doll that's inside the doll? And he starts to open the doll, the biggest doll on top. I wish I had a Russian doll right now. A doll is packed, but he opens the biggest doll and he's like, you think that is mom, but inside of mom, you think is you. And then he puts the other doll up and opens it. Inside of you is me, grandma. So of course you're always thinking about yourself all the time. So in other words, what he's trying to say is grandma is somehow a part of this person's essence. A fractal of God expressing through her form and mind and body and characteristics in her personality and thoughts and everything.
Okay. All right. Now, so Brenda Crowder, she's put several things in, but she wants a message from a particular veteran. Oh, let's see. He's 20-year-old Air Force retired vet. Yesterday was 10 years since my husband passed. Does he come to me in my dreams to be with me still? Thank you so much for all you do. So I don't know. We don't have a name either. And she puts copies and pastes the same. And can you give her anything? Because she pretty much just copies and pastes the same thing, but I don't have a name. And is the 20-year-old, was her husband 20-year-old? Or is there somebody different that's, I mean, not 20 years old, 20-year Air Force retired vet? Anyway, what can you give Brenda Crowder?
Yeah, it's harder without a name, but I am getting visions from Eric, and he's showing me this vision of a plane, and the husband's not flying it. He's inside of it.
Okay.
There are other beings jumping out in parachutes, and there's bullets flying. There's stuff. So there's this feeling of knowing that you would do anything for someone. And when you have that feeling, you don't think about if you are going to leave this earth or not. You don't think about if anything's going to be painful or not. You don't think about what the path is along the way. You just think about the continuation of that alleged battle. If it ends quickly, if it's long and arduous, and for him, it was quickly. So he wanted to he knew that she wouldn't believe it unless there was a lot of confirmation. There's like a little degree of skepticism in the person asking the question. And then because they have a specific way of connecting, and the number 79 is coming through, and there's a specific time that just passed that he wants to honor that has to do with him and her. It's either the date of his passing or the anniversary, or like there was a unique something there. that he wants to honor. And he's like, I was with you on that time. And another thing he
Oh,
says was, please don't cook collard greens in the kitchen when I'm around.
that's funny.
It's
All right. Well,
very spiritual stuff there, Eric. Thank you
I
very much.
love collard greens with bacon or ham hocks. All
Oh,
right. Let's do a couple more. This is from Freddie. Eric, I just talked to my brother Dominique about your guiding humans. He did not know that this kind of spiritual communication could happen, and he may be watching this for the very first time. Do you have any messages or advice for him? Thank you. Much love to you all. Much love back.
you see, your internet cut in an interesting place where I didn't get the majority of your question about the background.
Oh, it's okay. Just a message for his brother, Freddie's brother, Dominique.
Dominique, okay.
Yeah.
And Freddie?
Yeah, Freddie.
Okay. I love this when Eric does this. He says, you know what? Whatever's going on with you, isn't it more exciting than what's not? Because you kind of were complaining that your life was kind of boring, that you were a little bit bored, that you're looking for purposes, and now it's happening, and now you are freaking the fuck out. Please stop freaking the fuck out.
This is for Freddie, right? Or is it for Dominique?
It's for Dominique.
Oh, okay, got it.
Or he said it's Dominique, and it's the one that is experiencing something that hasn't happened before, and he's freaking out. So he's like, first step, don't freak out. Second step, don't ask why. Third step, understand that you're meant to just notice it, observe it, feel it, not understand it. Why should we understand something? And he shows me this bridge and like someone standing under it. And he's like, really, does that feel good to have that collapsing energy on you? You're not understanding. You really are seeking a deeper knowledge that doesn't require evidential stuff. You're seeking yourself, and that's why it happens. And I just want you to stop freaking out and just feel it, just observe it, just allow it.
Any specific advice for him that could help with validation or message or?
He said, well, this isn't like that movie, The Lake House. You know, they should understand what that is. I don't, because I don't watch movies. But he said, it's not like that. He said, Sandra Bullock isn't going to come up and have the flag on the mailbox go whoop in order to get a message from me at the same time as she did in her other house and then be confused about which house she's in. You're not confused about your reality. You know, you're confused about yourself. And the guides are here simply to get that person to begin to step into their creativity. And that's all. This isn't about trying to evidence it along the way. This isn't about validation. This is about going deeper into accepting what that person wants to do. And it doesn't have to be being a medium. And everyone thinks when they start talking to spirits that they're meant to be a medium. It's not what that's about for Dominique.
Right. Okay.
But it is about helping people.
Awesome. All right, got one from Annika Kartau. Oh, my youngest is called Annika. I'm in a hard narcissistic relationship. This will be the last one, right? And really would want to move. Is this possible in the near future? But before y'all go, please subscribe to 2.5 Dogs, my brand new YouTube channel. And then I just want to say y'all can get in touch with Pamela at PamelaErlin.com, which I will put here. I will spell it out here. All right. Go ahead, Eric. What have you got for Annika?
Just a general message?
Well, no, I'm in a hard narcissistic relationship and really would like to move. Is this possible in the near future?
He said, are you waiting on it to be more comfortable than it is now? Or are you going to let this circumstance get so uncomfortable that you are literally physically unsafe again? Because that's what has happened for her.
Wow.
You got physically unsafe once, and then this is what narcissists do. They come back and they're like, I'm so sorry. That was wrong. That will never happen again. And then they treat you better for a little while, and then you start seeing all the patterns return. And what are you going to do? Wait to be unsafe again? Or are you going to be mildly uncomfortable, but at least know that you're going to be physically safe? You need to find a middle ground. You can't wait until you think you can afford your own apartment or home. You can't wait until you think you can afford things to where they are comfortable and even doable even. Maybe you need to go move into a relative. What is the next most believable step for you in that?
Yeah.
or wait on it to happen again and then beat yourself up that you waited on it to happen again. This isn't about waiting on signs. Get out.
So get out to, with move in with a friend, whatever it takes, a relative, etc. If you need to do a restraining order, if you feel unsafe, the whole thing. I mean, just do
She
what you need
doesn't
to
have
do.
enough right now to really get a restraining order, he says. She
Okay.
was when that happened. But
Okay.
even then, there's more people involved, and she's worried more about those people involved than herself.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I hope this helped you guys. I love you all. Pamela, Eric, I love y'all. I will put their her information in this into this YouTube. And until next Monday, same time, same place. Bye.
You guys, thank you, Elisa. Thank you,
Bye.
Eric.
Thank you.
Bye.